cooking can be so simple pala. It can be so simple and you can still cook up something really, really good. We'll be tackling a lot of well, kunwari, like what to do with leftover food. We'll be doing a dish on what we can do with that. Different ways to cook egg. Kasi nga, di ba, for the perfect way to start for those who aren't confident in the kitchen. Parang, di ba, I mean, there's so much you can do with eggs. So parang we're gonna show them different ways that they can cook egg. And tulad ng sinabi nga ni Chef Jose, we have a Korean dish, we have a Thai dish, we have um, we have specialty dishes for when you want to celebrate something special at home for some bonggang occasion pero hindi kayo makalabas para mag-celebrate. We have a dish for that kind of occasion. So yeah, ang dami. And sobra kaming natutuwa ni Jose with every recipe that we cook together and lalo na with every recipe that we get to taste after
True.
after we cook it. Oh wow. Eating habits, well, wala namang nagbago kasi ever since masarap talaga ako kumain. And I think my bosses in GMA can attest to that. From taste buddies to Mars Mamor, masarap talaga kumain. But what has changed are my cooking habits. I I have definitely become so much more confident and comfortable being in the kitchen. Um, Dati talaga parang feeling ko nagpo-procrastinate pa ako eh, parang, "Oh, nakakatamad." But now it's such a joy to be in the kitchen, and even if I don't know or have nothing exactly prepared, like kunwari, "Okay, I don't what are we gonna do today?" I look forward to the experimenting as in gano'n na kalakas na loob ko. I'm not afraid to veer away from the recipe and to experiment and try something new. So that is what I feel has changed in terms of cooking habits. For me, it's just given parang all the more I know that what I'm doing for myself, for my body is right. Parang all the more kung pinapanindigan, kung I mean, I've become thankful because of the lifestyle that I had even before the pandemic started. So parang na-appreciate ko siya all the more because it wasn't a big adjustment. It was something that I kept on with so that I could stay healthy and stay strong for my family because that's really what we need. We can't rely on medicines and we can't rely on well like this is what we have control over. So um nothing really changed except that I know that I'm on the right path and it's something that I should really do. And also, I'd like to teach my family and my children to also do the same. I have
Wow.
four.
Yan na.
One
Sige
would
po.
be kare kare.
Wow.
Second would be chicken balls, homemade chicken balls. Third would be chicken lumpia. And fourth would be my pancakes. I make really good pancakes. So, yeah. You know what? Possibly because I guess when they see the kind of mom I am and how engrossed I am with my children, I guess they can relate with the kind of challenges that I have. So I think with that, it'll make them interested to see um, how I work in the kitchen and the kind of challenges that we will be tackling, not just as um, Iya, but as a mom, which is something that they also relate to. Because I think that's a major for a lot of moms. Having to juggle so many things around. There we have 101 things to do, and yet even if we're stuck at home, it still feels like we're running out of time. It still feels like we don't have enough time. So I know that they'll be able to relate sa mga ganong mga challenges. So yes, that's why I think they'll enjoy all the quick recipes, but all the very yummy and delicious and healthy recipes that we have prepared for them.
Something
Tell me about it, Kata. I know what you mean. Um, but I guess, well, I'm really lucky that I have shows like this where I get to learn these new recipes, and I get to try these recipes with my own children. So yun nga, I discovered that yun nga, as long as it's seasoned well and it's cooked right and you have good produce, it's gonna come out good. It's gonna may nagkahay dito. It's gonna come out good. It's going to taste good. And if it tastes good, hindi ka na mahihirapan na ipakain sa mga anak mo. Yun yung na-discover ko. I'm very happy with this career path. I'm very, very happy. And it's funny because, when I entered the industry, I never intended for it to be a career of mine. I really wanted to be a singer and a dancer. But sabi ni Lord, hindi yan para sa'yo. And led me to this. And I love it. And I really feel so lucky and so blessed to be here and to still be enjoying what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, I still would. I still would, when given the opportunity and when given the right opportunity. Yeah, it's definitely something I would still do. My don'ts would have to be, don't allow them to indulge in snacks soon before silang kakain ng main meal. Kasi ilang beses nangyari yun na parang, ba't parang busog siya? Ano bang kinain niya? Malalaman namin, nakalima pala siyang Oreo, mga ganun. Kaya that would definitely be one of my don'ts. Don't let them indulge in snacks before a main meal. Another is, I think a do would be to get them involved.
okay.
Get them involved in the kitchen kasi madalas, 'di ba, when they're in the kitchen, madalas yung mga, I feel parents ang hilig nating magsuway, tama ba? Sawayin na, parang wag dito, at makalat dito, nako, madudulas ka dito, nako, may mga kutsilyo dito, it's dangerous. Doon ka na lang, maglaro ka na lang doon. Ako, I really feel that if you let them get involved in the kitchen, the more interested they will be about what you're cooking and what they're going to eat.
So, nakakasama mo na sila magluto talaga.
Yes!
Um,
Yes, kahit na sa pag-chop-chop, kahit minsan natatakot yung mga tao na, nako, he's gonna cut himself. But yeah, I really, as much as possible, I try to let Primo explore, and I really don't want to instill fear because I want him to want to experiment.
pero sa pagkain, wala kang mga don'ts sa kanila na, hindi pwede tong food na to, hindi nila pwede, hindi pa.
No, I don't have don'ts. My only don't is to not let them take in too much sugar.
Okay.
Yun
So,
talaga, asukal talaga yung kalaban natin. Kasi I mean, it's so good and it's so easy to eat so much of it. So, yun na yung pinaka-don't ko. Really try to control the amount of sugar that they take in.
and nagiging hyper din, di ba?
Di ba? Ayan, may limit. Alam mo, nung una, we tried as much as possible na wag silang payagan na kumain ng mga ganito, ng ganyan. Kaso syempre when they're with friends and then they see other people eating and even me, I'm guilty of indulging in a little bit of chocolate, in a little bit of sweets and desserts. So parang ang unfair ko naman kung biglang hindi bawal ka nito. So I allow them, but it's really in moderation. You really have to like give them a piece of it, but don't let them have so much of it. Um, ano pa ba? But I guess maswerte na lang din na since Drew and I are sobrang mahilig sa prutas. So, buti na lang, ay, kasi alam mo, malaking bagay yon kapag nakikita ng mga bata kung anong kinakain ng mga magulang. So, Drew and I eat, of course, we eat our vegetables, but we like to snack on fruits. So, buti na lang, yun din ang hilig din ng mga anak namin. Well, for the kids, typical Pinoy, may kanin pa rin. But for me, right now, since I'm still trying to lose weight, um, pagdating ng 6 p.m., hindi na ako kumakain. I taken my last meal before then. So, kung sakali magka-carbs ako, it's around 4 or 5 p.m. But for the kids, kain pa rin sila ng kanin at ulam. My message coming from someone who also once upon a time was just like you, that was very I was also very, what do you call it, intimidated by the kitchen. You know what, it's really just the time that you spend in the kitchen where you will gain the confidence and the courage to actually play around with what you have. It Cooking can be so simple pala. It can be so simple and you can still cook up something really, really good. So you just have to get in the kitchen and you just have to get started. Yun lang naman yun eh. Find that one thing that you love to eat. You can even start with as simple as an egg. Start with an egg. Tapos try, eventually magsasawa ka rin naman sa egg, 'di ba? And eventually you're going to try to find different ways para pasarapin pa at para to make it taste different and cook it in different ways. So I really feel you just need to give yourself the time and then you will figure it out. Parang feeling ko para siyang pagiging nanay. Walang manual, parang you don't know exactly what you're doing, but you're gonna figure it out.